Hello and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. I am Jitch and you are watching SmackDown, where we are right on the edge, funny, of SummerSlam. I got a little bit of a cold at the moment, so I'm sorry if I sound bad, but I will mute my microphone. It shouldn't make a difference really, I probably just sound a little worse. Well, in just 2 days' time, this man will be the official for the World Heavyweight Championship match set to take place at SummerSlam, the big main event, because apparently there could be multiple main events in a show. Sorry, I watched the real life SummerSlam that happened like the day I'm recording this, or the day before. And I heard Michael Cole say this is the first of 4 main events. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. There is one main event. I mean, you can call it like a main attraction or like a big match, or you know, like one of the top matches for tonight's show. But you can't call it a main event. Main event means main event. It means the main thing for the show. It's the closer. It's the one that, you know. Maybe, I mean, I think a lot of people agree with me on this anyway, so I don't think I'm really saying anything too controversial. But, you know, I never noticed the little tiger print bits on JBL's limo. I just spotted those for the first time today, and that really surprised me. Anyway, speaking of the SummerSlam show, though, yes, Edge will be the referee for the World Heavyweight Championship match, and obviously after being humiliated last week by Edge and Bret Hart, JBL is here for revenge tonight. I'm sure Damien has warned JBL, be very careful, we don't want to get on Edge's bad side any more than we already are. He'll be officiating my World Heavyweight Championship match this Sunday. It's very important that you don't rough him up too bad, or rough him up so bad he doesn't make it. I'm sure that's one of the orders JBL's been given here. We'll see how this match goes though. What a way to kick off SmackDown. Of course, our main event tonight, Bret is in action, which I'll get into in just a minute. The World Heavyweight Champion Damien Sandow taking tonight off. He will not be in competition at all tonight, but Bret Hart will be in the main event, and Bret, being the fighter that he is, he said, "Throw your worst at me, Damien. I'll let you pick my opponent tonight. I can get through anyone you throw my way." So whether or not that's a mistake, I don't know, but Bret Hart has, I think, slowly but surely defeated most everyone on the SmackDown roster at this point, barring, obviously, you know, Randy Orton and Triple H. He hasn't really got involved with those two, and obviously the Brothers of Destruction and stuff. If you want to nitpick, you can probably find plenty of people he hasn't beat yet, but in regards to those that would kind of fit in as his opponents for tonight, well, that much I do know. I know that Bret has definitely torn through a lot of people in SmackDown history so far. Now, this could be a really big mistake for Edge going one-on-one with JBL here tonight. Edge picked up his first win in a very long time, and only his second win ever this season. He has really had quite a vicious fall from grace, and actually, barring this association with the World Championship scene right now, and obviously being involved with Bret Hart, Edge should be competing. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore because it's gone after tomorrow night, but Edge should really be competing over on Superstars because he's 2-11 in the win-loss record. However, if you want to know something interesting, JBL, the former WWE champion, the longest reigning of all time, you know, 20-10 record last season. This season so far, he's 2-11. Him and Edge actually hold the same number of wins, and arguably they could hold the same number of losses if JBL was to have competed in more matches. But, you know, Edge's 49-53 record, you know, this man's competed in over 100 matches, and he's been here since the very beginning. JBL 22-19 overall. So JBL, you know, he's still on the winning side of things when you look at the actual full-blown statistics, but that's not what it's all about right now. It's about whether or not Edge can get that little bit more momentum. Speaking of momentum, it will be very interesting to see who Big E Langston chooses as his opponent for tomorrow night's final episode of Superstars. The final Superstars Earn Your Spot match takes place tomorrow night on Superstars. Will Big E Langston be here on SmackDown going forward, and what kind of an impression will he make if he was to defeat Sin Cara in singles competition? We have no information on what his decision is. Obviously, just got 24 hours until the final Superstars takes place, so I guess we'll find out soon enough. One moment, I'm just going to quickly blow my nose.
He was able to reverse that. I just can't get over the physicality of this match. This has been brutal. Big reversal there from JBL.
Okay, I'm back now. Actually, it was quite a long little mute I had there, but I got to give my voice some rest as best as I can too. I'm doing the best I can. I just want to keep going. I don't want to like stop. I don't want it to all just be ruined because I got a cold. So I think to be honest, we should be just fine. I can mute the microphone whenever I need to. Should I need to? Oh look, someone actually using their comeback. That's incredible. It's when he tries to pin him off of it that's the problem. Oh wow, he didn't. Oh my god. Execution. Is this it? Is this it? JBL covered by Edge, and here comes, oh, come on. Damien Sandow. What are you doing? Ref, what are you doing? You could have counted to 3 there, referee. That wasn't a timely save at all. That was the referee delaying. And here comes Bret Hart. Bret has seen enough. This is what I like to see. Bret Hart, oh, in solidarity of Edge, and now we got a fight breaking out on the outside. That's really not going to help Damien Sandow getting the good graces of Edge to try and cost him this match here tonight. Big spear on JBL though, regardless. Bret and Sandow fighting on the outside. We got ourselves a cover inside the ring. Edge has not beaten JBL. Hey, I didn't realize I could still do this with my voice whilst I was sick. Oh, it's not been too bad a one, to be honest. And I've had a lot of time to relax my voice. I've kind of taken a couple of days off, so I'm just trying to push forward today. Submission here by Edge. I gotta say, this has been an impressive comeback for Edge, despite Damien Sandow getting involved. And now you see, whoa, Sandow, what? Sandow, what's happening? Sandow, the voices in his head, they're going crazy right now. And Bret doing a little jive. I think Sandow is retreating. Uh-oh. Oh, it could be too little too late. Oh, God. One of the most vicious powerbombs in the business. JBL dropping Edge down. Here's the cover. Has enough been enough? Oh. Kick out. It seems like now it's Bret who is still here, but Damien Sandow retreated. I guess he decided he wanted to save his energy. Bret, what are you doing? Bret, this isn't how you are. Bret would never. He's a good sport. He likes to do things the right way. That's actually one of the big factors I'm concerned about at SummerSlam is what if Edge, being how Edge is, if he truly is on Bret Hart's side, what if Edge tries to get a cheap victory for Bret? I don't think Bret's going to want that. If Edge, spears Damien Sandow or pulls a fast count, I think Bret's going to be very upset at that being the outcome. I don't think that's the way he'd ever want to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Because I've spoken before about Edge's ties to Chris Jericho in the past. I'm always worried that this could be a setup for Chris Jericho to cash in this Sunday as well. Cover attempt here, and that's a 2. This has been a pretty good opening match, honestly. Oh, reversal by Edge. And now Edge going in for another execution. I think he might actually beat JBL right here. This would be such a massive win for Edge. And he gets him. Edge just pinned the longest reigning WWE champion in history. And the right-hand man of the World Heavyweight Champion, Damien Sandow. That is a massive win for Edge. Edge doesn't have a victory animation? Really? That feels so backwards. Doesn't Brodus Clay have a victory animation? They didn't do one for Edge? What? Oh well. Edge is victorious anyway. He's defeated JBL, and he gets ready to officiate the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. Can he be trusted? I don't know, but we don't have long to find out now, at least. But we got ourselves a tag team match here tonight ahead of SummerSlam's unification match between Zack Ryder and Kofi Kingston, where it all began for the Cruiserweight Championship. Those two will face off at SummerSlam to unify the Cruiserweight and European Championships. I'm very interested in seeing what this means for whichever championship decides to be held going forward. But this is a huge full circle moment for both Zack Ryder and Kofi Kingston. Kofi's got a loss to avenge 3 years in the making.
His tag team partners. From Long Island, New York, weighing in at 214 pounds, the European champion, Zack Ryder.
And of course, Zack Ryder wants to pick up the final Cruiserweight Championship win. He said that if he wins the championship, hands down, it is the European Championship's lineage that is staying. Zack Ryder introduced the Cruiserweight Championship, and he wants to be the one to retire the Cruiserweight Championship as the only 5-time Cruiserweight Champion. It's pretty cool to see him with the European Championship, I gotta be honest, but I don't know if maybe the adrenaline's gonna have died off and he's not gonna be quite as successful against this guy tonight.
From Silsbee, Texas, weighing 418 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Yeah, a lot of people take a look at Zack Ryder's performance on Superstars last week. He really dominated Mark Henry from bell to bell, and I think I can pretty much explain exactly what went down there. You know, this isn't a mark on Henry, but rather it's a very real situation that we go through in life. As I said before, Zack Ryder had nothing to lose and everything to gain with the victory over Mark Henry, and I think he just had so much adrenaline pumping through him that nothing could have really stopped him on that night. Now, whether or not that carries over tonight, whether or not Zack Ryder is able to do it again against Mark Henry, that's a whole other question. Fortunately for him, this is a non-title, this is a tag team match. As we saw this Monday on Raw, SmackDown Superstar 6 was sent over to Raw to compete against Bryce Walker ahead of the NWO versus the New Millennia. And vice versa here tonight, we've got a very special guest on SmackDown, the Cruiserweight Champion Kofi Kingston, who will team up with Mark Henry for the first time in his career. At least I'm pretty sure this is the first time team up. I don't think these two have really got anything in common or see eye to eye on anything, but you know, for the sake of SummerSlam, are they booing Kofi? I guess he's a Raw Superstar on SmackDown.
Weighing 221 pounds, the Cruiserweight champion of the world, Kofi Kingston.
Well, not exactly the most warmest reception, but as I said before, I guess this is a Raw guy competing here on SmackDown, which isn't the most... Oh, wow, look at that. Which isn't the most popular move. So, obviously here tonight on SmackDown, we got a lot of support for Zack Ryder and his tag team partner, R-Truth. Kofi Kingston, though, he said that he wanted to make this championship run better than ever, so I guess if he had his say, would be keeping the Cruiserweight Championship. I don't really know how this is going to work. I'm assuming whoever wins the unification match maybe gets to decide which championship is going to stay. Well, for the second time in the last few weeks, R-Truth and Mark Henry find themselves on the opposing sides of the ring. Mark Henry has tried getting into the head of R-Truth and saying, you know, Zack Ryder's taking advantage of you. He's not really the Miz. I'm the one that got you some success. Show your appreciation. Buckle to me. And R-Truth has not backed down. He has continued to align himself with Zack Ryder. I got him Mike, which is actually the Miz's name. But... I do believe that R-Truth, at least something in him, understands what's really going on here, and he's aware that that's actually Zack Ryder and not the Miz at this point. I mean, surely the blonde should have been his first hint, really. I think R-Truth's a little better these days than maybe we give him credit for. I just hope one day we get to hear him rap again. Take down by R-Truth. We're in the feeling out process. Oh my god, I was okay, I know I said this at the start of this episode, but I was watching SummerSlam. I was watching SummerSlam this year, 2023 SummerSlam. Michael Cole actually said that they were in the feeling out process on commentary. And oh my god, I just about flipped my shit. That really got a reaction out of me, because I don't actually know the last time I heard. I mean, admittedly, I don't watch that many shows these days, but I don't know the last time I don't know if I've ever actually heard him say that on commentary. I always thought that was just like a video game line, but he really said it. I can't remember what match it was, but he really did say it.
Over the last 10 years, SmackDown
Who's going to gain the advantage and maintain control?
the most memorable moments in television history, and we're witnessing more amazing moments here tonight.
I can't tell if the game audio is really low or if my ears are just a little wrecked. I mean, I feel like I sound normal, but I think the game feels a little low. If the game audio is low on this episode, I do apologize. I didn't actually know that well. Unfortunately, what I hear versus what it's actually recording can be quite different, so I could be apologizing for nothing right now. I don't know. Well, Mark Henry obviously challenging Zack Ryder to prove it again, to do it again, and here we go. I don't think there's a lot of hatred between Kofi Kingston and Zack Ryder, don't get me wrong, but obviously when the Cruiserweight Championship was first ever introduced back in 2009, on the first event we had Survivor Series, almost 3 years ago, Kofi Kingston suffered a loss to Zack Ryder. The Kofi claims has haunted him for a very long time. He feels the Cruiserweight Championship rightfully belonged to him, but Zack Ryder ended up becoming a 4-time Cruiserweight Champion and is one of the most notorious guys to have held the Cruiserweight Championship. Kofi Kingston says that justice is only around the corner for him, and obviously with him unifying the European and Cruiserweight Championships, he'll really feel like he's finally closed that chapter. As I said before, I don't really know which championship's going to end up remaining. I don't know if that's down to the superstar that wins or management or what, but one of the 2 championships will remain, and the other will be retired. I think it's probably a good thing, to be honest. I think maybe sometimes we have a little bit too many championships, and obviously with there no longer being a cross-branded show, which is what Superstars, you know, those 2 championships were kind of designated to Superstars. It makes sense to only have one championship that will remain on its respective brand unless someone from the other brand wins it at their branded event. The key word here is brand. Did anybody pick up on that? Well, we got the Intercontinental Championship on the line still to come later. Oh, roll up here. Oh, another roll up here. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Henry, why aren't you figuring out what to do here? I mean, I don't even know if he knows anymore which one to break up. I'm going to be honest. I don't think either of these guys know which ones to break up anymore. Everyone's confused. Truth keeps getting in the ring every time. Every time Ryder gets pinned, Truth gets... Oh my god, did they really just get back into this? I feel like I just saw them break out of this and then get back into it. I looked away for a second. Maybe it just kept going, but I feel like I saw them like break out and then go straight back in. How long is this going to go for? Could this go for the rest of the match? Yeah, the tension. Thank you, R-Truth. Thank you. You are a hero. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
Zack Ryder's really showing me something. Oh, watch out. From the malls and beaches of Long Island, it's the Long Island I see.
Uh-oh, Zack Ryder getting fired up. We saw this great sequence from him for the first time ever at Superstars, and it looks like Zack Ryder is looking for it once again. Can he pull this off? Knees. Drop kick, yep. Just like this. And a big strike to the face of Kofi Kingston. Do it, Zack. Do it. No, that's not. Trust the AI to not understand the sequence. Standing signature. That's all I understand. Well, Kofi dropped flat down on the back of his head. R-Truth into the ring. Ryder and Truth, they've worked great as a tag team so far, and oh no, Kofi Kingston is still in this one, and there's a knee to the gut. So I tell you, Zack Ryder's not the only one with a great comeback sequence. Kofi Kingston, he's got one loaded in his arsenal as well. But Zack Ryder continues to be in control. He's looking very impressive at the moment. Down goes Kofi. There's the knee drop. Kofi taking Ryder off of his feet though.
Man, this is one of those matches you just like
Just threw up in my mouth a little bit. No, I'm kidding. Just like saying that sometimes.
There's the tag.
I like making people feel really grossed out. I don't know why. Hit him!
Did he get dropped or what?
I love when the fans shout that.
What a crushing leg.
Sorry, I'll stop talking about SummerSlam in a minute. It's just, there was this one fan. If you didn't hear it, you've got to look back at this. There's this one fan during the match between Roman and Jay. And when they go into the crowd and Solo gets involved, you've got to look back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've got to look back and listen to this one fan screaming his heart out. Don't do it, Solo! That's your brother! I know he was probably doing it as a joke, but like, it worked. It was really funny.
Everything that's transpired thus far, it's been so physical.
I didn't realize fans actually yelled like that during shows. Okay, double headlock. Oh, double Irish whip. R-Truth and Zack Ryder in perfect synchronicity there. A very creative reversal there by Mark Henry. Uh-oh, Henry looking for the world's strongest slam on R-Truth. Truth been there many times before. Knew exactly how to get out of that situation and into a cover on Henry. I don't think that's nearly enough to put Mark Henry away, but I respect the efforts. Truth thinking, you know what, I just want to get out of here. I mean, Kofi's been blessed with a very good partner here tonight. Mark Henry. Whoa. Specific R-Truth referee dialogue? Why does that exist? I've never heard that for anyone else. Why Truth? Ryder, I took this finisher away from you. Why do you still have it? I swear I removed that. Well, R-Truth save. Oh, I was about to say saving for Zack Ryder there, but Henry was still able to kick out. My God, this guy, he'll endure anything except this. This is the end right here, isn't it? That's the sound of Mark Henry tapping out. Wow, I really thought he was going to tap. You know, because it's season 4 and everyone taps.
A fever pitch is here in the WWE universe.
Stunner! Okay, this match has gone on a little long now. Well, anyway, I guess I'll talk about our next match then. Sheamus has agreed to face John Cena here tonight on one condition. Sheamus says, John, if you beat me somehow here tonight, I want a best 2 or 3 with you. John Cena has gladly agreed. So we got John Cena and Sheamus once again up next, everybody. That was a really hot way to kick off SmackDown a couple weeks ago. After Cena defeated Eddie Guerrero, he said he wanted one more shot at Sheamus. He's got a lot to prove, and he felt like they really stole the show, so he wants to give him the opportunity to steal the show with him again. Sheamus says that if John Cena loses to Sheamus, though, that's it, no more matches. He doesn't want anything to do with John Cena. What a great roll-up here by Zack Ryder. Is it enough? Of course not. Zack Ryder under the cover on Kofi Kingston. Mark Henry, he's very quick to always get in and out of the ring, I'll tell you that. He's very attentive. No stranger to tag team action, though. I mean, really, I feel like both him and Truth have that in common, thanks to their history with each other. Kofi Kingston.
I can't believe everything that's
Got him.
thus far. It's been
Get him.
physical.
Now Kofi going for the cover here on Zack Ryder. Is it enough? And of course not. No, of course not. Can't wait to see this match happen once again this Sunday without Truth and Henry involved. One-on-one. Kofi Kingston and Zack Ryder. Boom, boom. Kofi. What's he doing? Cover by Kofi. Is it over? It's over. Kofi Kingston pins Zack Ryder. Mark Henry Kofi. Guess Kingston was too many letters. Kofi Kingston pins Zack Ryder ahead of SummerSlam.
Kofi Kingston and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Respect between these two. Kofi Kingston and Mark Henry, they may not cross paths again anytime in the near future, but they worked well as a team here tonight. I really feel like this is the wrong way around. I feel like it should be Mark Henry going up. I mean, sorry, Kofi going up on the rope. Okay, fair enough. They both do. I was going to say, Mark Henry's not really the kind to get up on the ropes. Anyway, Kofi Kingston and Mark Henry, they're victorious. Is this a sign of things to come for SummerSlam? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But up next is Cena and Sheamus, Part 2. I mean, no disrespect to anyone that bought this. I'm just genuinely curious. Did anyone watching this actually buy this shirt? Did anyone ever buy that shirt? That is definitely not a good shirt at all. Just a big foot. I mean, I get it. It makes sense. That stuff on the back is like super corny too. Like, that's not a good shirt. I've said this before. It's a little bit of a tired statement, so I won't go on. But I've said this before. They do this from time to time. They'll bring out like a shirt that's actually got like quite a good design, and then they'll ruin it with something really corny on the back. I've seen that so many times in the past.
And approaching the ring from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, John Cena.
I've always said this before, but like my favorite, I don't actually own any wrestling merch. My favorite kind of wrestling merch, if I were to get a shirt, is the ones that don't look like wrestling shirts. The ones that just look like, you know, cool designs. I think like Judgment Day have a pretty cool shirt if I'm not mistaken. Just ones that don't look really tacky. That's my personal preference anyway. I gotta admit, oh hang on, I'll hold that thought. I think this entrance is about to finish. One of the only ones I've ever actually bought, well, I think literally the only one I've ever bought, I don't know why I said one of, was the CM Punk white one from Money in the Bank 2011. And I gotta admit, even that one, you know, I love the front design, but I have to confess that obviously I did look at it and go like, yeah, but having a shirt that says best in the world on it, it's cool for Punk, it fits the story and the gimmick and everything, but like walking around with a shirt that said best in the world on it felt a little bit cringe. This is obviously a personal standpoint. I totally respect, like, it's not the case for everyone. Some people probably felt very comfortable in that and just fine, but for me personally, it really does, it has to be just right. Which is why I pretty much never buy wrestling shirts. Because they never are just right. In my honest opinion. They miss the mark on them quite a lot. As I say, they generally speaking, they ruin it by putting something really tacky on the back. Like, I can imagine, like, because I'm not actually sure about this. I'm pretty sure, I have this feeling, like, I'll look at, like, the Judgment Day one right now, just out of curiosity. And I have in my head, I'm going to look at this, and, like, the front's going to look cool if I'm remembering this right. And then, like, the back's going to have, like, something like, stand with us or fall or something. It's going to be something that just ruins it. There always is. Well, the perfect example right here, actually, I've just opened up WWEshop.com. I'm not going to bother pulling this up on screen. But there's the Seth Rollins shirt. The logo's cool. The back's not got anything corny on it. It's just his logo with like kind of like a rainbowy design through it. But then it has "Sing My Song" written on the bottom, and that just ruins the whole fucking shirt right away for me. It's like, no, I don't want to walk around with a shirt that says "Sing My Song" on it. There's always just something that brings them down. But no, I gotta check this Judgment Day one because I need to know. I need to know. Even like the Kevin Owens one, the classic KO shirt, it's got to have just keep fighting on the back. And it's like, why you gotta ruin it? Just stop putting stupid shit on the back. Just buy them and wear a jacket forever. I can't actually find, I swear they had one. I'm just going to ignore this entire match. Don't know me. I'll just fucking search it. Mommy's always on top. That's terrible. Want a dirty dom. That's awful. There's a pretty decent one of just like Demon Balor. That's alright. Don't think I'd buy it still. Oh, okay. No. The one I'm thinking of, it's called the Judgment Day Wings t-shirt. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, it's just got like a generic, like, kind of Reaper-like thing, and on the back it's just got wings, and it just says the Judgment Day. That is like the first bit of WWE merch in like forever I've looked at and gone, that's not bad, actually. That's pretty decent. Every other one is terrible. Senior Money in the Bank. It works as a gimmick, not as a shirt. Oh dear. Alright, well, that's enough of that. Sorry, I just wanted to go on that, because every time I look at these shirts and I go, you know, I wouldn't mind owning at least one shirt again. And then I'm like, I don't know what I'd get. First of all, they're way too expensive. The second, there's always something that ruins them. I stand by that.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical.
It's like someone in marketing is like, they have to have a slogan on them. And it's like, they don't. They really, really don't. You know what's great about a more like basic, just like cool looking image without anything else? People won't be like, oh god, this guy likes wrestling, and be revolted by you. I'm kidding, people don't actually do that. Actually, to be fair, that does kind of happen, but not that much. I don't know. Tell me what shirt designs you think are great in the comments below.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far.
It's been so physical.
Sheamus comes up with a devastating counter. Oh man, how do you beat an opponent that can do that to you? And will this be it?
Got right down by Sheamus. I feel like he's been all over John Cena from the few minutes I've been paying attention to this match. Snapmare by Cena takes down Sheamus. Ooh. A vicious little irate. I like that Cena used his comeback to stand up and get knocked right back down. I love that. I love when that happens. The AI just does not understand the comebacks at all. It's really clear. It had such a hard time learning them. I think it gets better in future games. But in a lot of these like ones where it was kind of still like quite a fresh concept, you see it. They'll use the comeback like exclusively to stand up, basically. It won't be to like take control of the match or even to use the sequence. They'll use it to just get on their feet. Oh, high cross. I think Sheamus is about to beat Cena a second time. And you remember the deal. He beat Cena twice. No more matches against each other. Oh! Cena can endure a lot of punishment. Sheamus is happy to oblige. Sheamus going in for the cover against John Cena once again, and I would have been, wouldn't have been very surprised if that was the end right there. Now this is what I call a finish. This is how you end a match. Many dominations from Sheamus. One submission from Cena. No, I really thought that would have been it. Should try again. See? They just don't know how to use comebacks at all. I guarantee you that's what Sheamus just did. The only thing the AI knows about comebacks is it knows to scum you out of it by doing what Cena's doing, by getting you as far away from being able to use it as possible. That's like the only part of it that it understands. It runs out and they can be a scum about it, which they do with signatures as well. Well, I'd hate to see this match come to a count out. I don't really think that resolves a whole lot. This match is getting awfully heated though. These two seem to be actually having quite a bit of issues with each other. John Cena just busted Sheamus open. And now Cena back inside the ring. Sheamus up to a kind of 6. He's dazed, but he's got back in there. See, it was all about just wasting the comeback. And now Cena scooping up Sheamus. I don't know why I'm talking about all these comebacks and stuff, by the way. This is all very real. Cena with a big slow motion attitude adjustment. The AA to Shay. Here's the cover. And Cena picks up the win. Which is a big relief in my opinion, because I'd love to see this third bout between these two. What a great little rivalry we got developing between these two. It seems like every time they step foot in the ring, you know you're in for something special. That was another great match that I admittedly did not give the respect it deserved to. I got very distracted talking about t-shirts. Well, anyway, up next is the Intercontinental Championship match. A couple weeks ago, it was supposed to be the Ultimate Warrior and Christian for the Intercontinental title, but Big Show took took Ultimate Warrior out on Christian's behalf. He immediately cashed in his favor and beat Christian for the Intercontinental Championship. Big Show said, "I'm not afraid of you, Warrior. I'm not afraid of anyone. You want to fight for the Intercontinental Championship? You got it." And so here tonight, Ultimate Warrior and the Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship. I like watching that. Play it again. Slow it down some more.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Championship. Making his way to the ring, standing 7 feet tall, weighing 441 pounds, he is the Intercontinental Champion, the Big Show.
I said it last week and I'll say it again this week. I gotta admit that title looks right at home on the Big Show. That actually does look pretty damn good. Big Show is in for what I'd imagine to be a great Intercontinental Championship reign. I mean, obviously it could come to an end at the hands of the Ultimate Warrior here tonight. I gotta say, one thing I like about Big Show already in comparison to the previous champion is Big Show does not cheat to win or get himself disqualified via the champion's advantage. And look at the people he's willing to take on. Last week he defeated Scott Steiner to defend the title. This week the Ultimate Warrior. It's safe to say that Big Show isn't really afraid of anyone. I do believe that when he says it.
And introducing the challenger, weighing 275 pounds, the Ultimate Warrior.
Obviously Warrior is quite livid about the fact that Big Show stole his Intercontinental Championship opportunity. But, I mean, how can you be that upset when Big Show has openly gone, "Look, I'll fight you right now. You want a shot? Let's go." And here we are. Is the fact that Big Show is able to take Warrior out of commission, remove him from the Intercontinental Championship match, is that enough proof that Big Show can take Ultimate Warrior here tonight, though? Or was it a sneak attack? That is one thing we don't know. Either way, this should make for a pretty good matchup. I definitely think this is a first timer here. Ultimate Warrior and Big Show have never crossed paths with each other. In fact, I think Warrior's still got a lot of people he's yet to cross paths with. He's still a very fresh face here in this universe. Really starting to find his way here on SmackDown. Obviously, with Superstars gone, we'll now see him more on SmackDown because that's the only place you'll see him. I don't really know what I was getting at there. Here we go. Boop, boop. Oh, Big Show with a big shoulder tackle to start things off, and man, I can't wait until there's like headlocks and stuff to start matches. I must admit, that's one thing that I think was like such a huge improvement in 2K15. I actually, out of curiosity, just for the fun of it, I was in a call, and I had like an hour in a call, and I didn't really know what to do, like physically, because I can't just sit still. It's really hard for me, so I booted up 2K15 on the PC. And I simulated 3 matches from this year's SummerSlam just to see how they'd play in that game. So I did the last man standing match between Orton and Triple H. That went pretty poorly, actually. That ended on like a DDT or something. So unfortunately, last man standing still kind of sucked in 15. That was a shame to see. Because obviously I don't really remember a lot about these games. I don't know like when things improve or get worse or whatever in general. So like it's kind of interesting sometimes to like load them up and just have a little look. Then I played out the US title match between Ziggler and Rhodes. Now obviously they don't have 2 out of 3 falls in 15. That was a really good match. As to say, with these matches, I was just watching. I was just seeing what the AI can do. That was really good, really competitive. There was like a section. What I really liked was there was this section where like Cody like built loads of momentum. He got like way in control. Like Dolph was screwed, and then Dolph kind of had like a return, not come back because obviously he hasn't come back in the game, but you know he kind of like built back up out of the blue, and he actually retained, and it was like really cool to see it. It was really cool to see the way that like played out almost like a real match. I really liked that. And then I played out the WWE title match because obviously certain people are missing, so those were the only matches I could really do as far as I knew like face value. There's probably a few more I could have done, but you know we don't need to talk about the 2K15 roster. We don't need to spoil that. But I played out the WWE title match between Batista and The Rock, and that was fantastic. I put that one on slow experience just to see what it would do. That was such a good match. It went like 20 minutes, and it was really, really good. And it was like, oh, okay, nice. So this game I can really trust to put on a good show when I put it on AI v AI. Obviously, I have to be careful with these games when they do that, because otherwise you do get some really crappy title reigns. And I'm really not a fan of like every reign being super short. I think there is a time and a place. I think it is somewhat acceptable for matches, for title reigns to be shorter. But I do think that like I don't want many to be. And the AI in all of the games, it just loves bringing title reigns to an end as quick as possible. That's like a really common thing in all of them. I find that the AI is very 50-50 in its booking too. Like, 1 week one guy will win, and then the next week another guy will win, and it just seems like everyone's got to just have really even momentum all the time. Well, looked like Warrior was getting ready to, put an end to the Big Show. Big Show was able to fight back, and Warrior now with a big clothesline. Oh my god! Holy hell! Warrior! What's this guy on? Actually, don't answer that. And a big Warrior splashed on the Big Show. Warrior with his shoulders down and... Oh! Big Show kicked out! Big Show kicked out, but is that enough opening for Warrior to maybe keep control? I guess not. But yeah, basically, what kind of the consensus of is that I really look forward to 15 a lot. As I say, one of the main things I'm really looking forward to is the way matches start. I find every match in these earlier games starts with a running strike. You know, there's no pacing, obviously. There was no, like, stamina or anything in these games. Well, you could turn on stamina, but it didn't really do very much. I say Warriors look very impressive against the Big Show, but that's not really a surprise. The Ultimate Warrior is a very impressive guy. But yeah, I really like the whole like headlock startup. I think that could probably get a little boring for like every match, I'll be the first to admit. But it's a natural start. That's how matches go. They don't just start off with just everyone going at 1,000,000 miles an hour right away. You pace the match. The Big Show is not looking too good right now. Could the Ultimate Warrior be on his way to winning his first championship? Oh! Hold on a minute! Big Show! Big choke slam! Oh boy. Well, I think I may have spoken a little too soon here. And there you go. Well, I'll tell you what, Ultimate Warrior, he spent all this time thinking he was wearing down the Big Show, thinking he was doing all this and that, but one choke slam is all it takes for the Intercontinental Champion. I really do wonder if this Sunday this man will also be holding the World Tag Team Championship as well. Right now, it feels like a bit of a certainty. It feels like Jericho could be on their way, but obviously, you know, a victory over Kane for Chris Jericho, 2 Intercontinental title retentions for Big Show. Is it enough momentum for them to beat one of the most formidable teams we've ever seen in the Brothers of Destruction? Well, that is what we wait and see this Sunday. But up next, it's main event time. Bret Hart faces a mystery opponent chosen by the World Heavyweight Champion Damien Sandow. What kind of maniacal, diabolical thing does Sandow have up his sleeve?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 234 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Well, are we looking at the next World Heavyweight Champion? Statistically speaking, absolutely. There is no one right now with better momentum than this man. He has not lost a single match via pinfall or submission this whole season. Bret Hart walks into SummerSlam in just 2 days with currently a 14-1 record. Now that could be 14-2. He could suffer a loss here tonight. He has no idea what he's up against. But it has a good chance of being 15-1 when he sets foot in the ring with Damien Sandow for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I have to say, I really like Bret's odds this Sunday, especially with Edge as the guest referee. That's going to be an important match in Bret Hart's career. I can't believe what an incredible season the Hitman has had. But who is he up against here tonight? What has Damien Sandow plotted for Bret Hart to face? No. What? Oh no, come on now.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 227 pounds, Christian.
Well, if this isn't one of the most obvious attempts at manipulation I've ever seen, I don't know what is. There is a lot of history involving Bret Hart, his newfound friend in Edge, and Edge's best friend, childhood, lifelong friend, Christian. There has been a lot of history between those three, and I think Damien Sandow has tried to manipulate Edge here tonight. Put Edge's mentor, the man that he is, well, not his mentor, sorry, his idol, his newfound friend Bret Hart against his lifelong friend Christian, and we'll see who Edge truly can stand with. I know exactly what kind of mind game is being played right now, and I gotta say, it's a very shameful one. Very, very despicable move by Christian and Damien Sandow. Gotta say to Christian too. And oh, big start there by Christian. Classic season 4 start. You're gonna notice that now. Every match starts with a run and strike. And obviously the last time these two faced off was at Money in the Bank. Our most recent big event featuring SmackDown. Well, actually, in general, I don't know why I said featuring SmackDown. It was 1 month ago that we had Money in the Bank. It was the last time we saw these two in action, and it was Christian getting himself disqualified with a steel chair shot to Bret Hart to keep the Intercontinental Championship, and he ended up carrying it for a few more weeks before losing it to the Big Show. We haven't seen Christian since, and obviously Edge has been getting more and more associated with Bret Hart, and obviously making a newfound friend in a guy that he once manipulated and cheated out of the Intercontinental Championship. Where does Edge stand in a match like this, though? This is definitely some kind of manipulation being played here. Really trying to hit a gray area on Edge. You know, who do you really stand with?
And he missed that one. Oh, and he lands that one right to the head. So much on the line in this
Low
one.
blow takes down Christian. And it does make me wonder if Christian will play any kind of a factor in this Sunday's World Heavyweight Championship match between Bret and Sandow. Will we see Christian get involved? He has got so much hatred for Bret Hart. And I imagine from Christian's perspective, he has watched as Bret has taken his childhood friend, his lifelong friend, tag team championship partner. You know, those guys made history together, and he has watched Bret slowly take that guy away. And I think there's definitely going to be some hatred towards Bret Hart. And I think there always has been from Christian, though. Bret very much in control. I've got to say, as I said before, this is some real serious manipulation at play here. You notice that Edge is not at ringside for this match, and honestly, I don't know who would get involved to favor more in a situation like this. This would be a crucial moment for Christian. Bret, it's showing how merciless he can be, and obviously Bret, you know, with all due respect to Edge, he is beyond sick and tired of dealing with Christian. The man cheated him out of his Intercontinental Championship, never learned his lesson. Even when he got his comeuppance against the Big Show, I feel like Christian has truly learned nothing. And it looks to me like Bret Hart, what is he doing here? Bret Hart has seen enough of Christian. What? Bret! Oh my god, Bret, no, don't do this! Bret! Oh! Merciless from Bret Hart. My god! Christian might be out cold. I don't know how Edge is going to feel watching this. That's the only thing. And that's where this manipulation comes into play. Is Christian, I mean, is this guy not dealing with a concussion potentially? We should really get someone to check on him. That boot colliding with the side of Christian's head and the ring post. That's normally enough to take anyone out for a long, long time. That kind of damage to the neck and head area will do that. Christian is somehow back in this. I don't know if that's very advised of Christian.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical.
Christian now snapmare, and he elbows Bret. And Chris, I don't know if this is a great idea from Christian, using his head as a weapon. Cover attempt on Bret and only a 1. What's that? Some kind of signal there by Christian, perhaps. Bret Hart turned over by Christian. And here we go. Vintage Christian. And he's got Bret right where he wants him, but Bret with the reversal. And you know Christian would have been looking for the kill switch there. Oh my god. Ooh. Vicious move by Christian.
When you face a superstar as technically sound as the Hitman, it's so difficult to catch him off guard.
Bret is once again back in control of Christian. Christian's done a lot in his career, you know. He's a former Intercontinental Champion, a former WWE Champion, a record-setting WWE Tag Team Champion, held the title twice with Edge, first ever Royal Rumble winner, main evented the first WrestleMania to win the WWE title. Christian's done a lot. This is normally the finishing point in just about any and every Bret Hart match. That sharpshooter is a ruthless submission hold, but Christian manages to endure to get to the ropes. And you got to give it up for Christian. There is some real fortitude there to keep this match going. A lot of people would tap out the first go on that.
Oh, what a kick to the head. These athletes seem to have tried.
Christian trying to do something with the ropes there, but Bret Hart catches him off guard.
I promise you that. I don't know what it is, but they'll find.
Christian covered here by Bret, and Christian just about able to kick out. How many more big moves has Christian really got to take in this matchup? It's a huge opportunity to end the undefeated streak of Bret Hart. His 14th in a, well, it's not his 14th consecutive win. It's just that he hasn't actually really. Bret's statistic always goes to the technicality. There is that one loss, but as I've said many times before, it's a triple threat match in which Edge laid down for Christian to win the Intercontinental title. The result had nothing to do with Bret Hart. And Bret now locking Christian in the sharpshooter a second time, and there is really nowhere to go for Christian. He has got to tap out, and he does. Bret Hart is victorious over Edge's best friend, Christian. I hope this doesn't cause any kind of friction between Bret and Edge heading into the World Heavyweight Championship match. Edge, a little surprisingly absent from this outcome. Well, it was a great competition between the both of them, but in the end, Bret Hart proving that at Money in the Bank, had Christian not got himself disqualified, Bret would have retained he would have regained the Intercontinental Championship. But I think that's been a blessing in disguise for Bret, because this man is potentially just 2 days away from winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Damien Sandow. Can Sandow be the first man to actually pin or submit Bret Hart this season. We find out in 2 days' time at SummerSlam, but until then, I will see you tomorrow night for the final episode of Superstars.